Welcome to the Friday Fix. Our virtue for today is truthfulness. Let me see if I can show you this truthfulness. Here we go. And this is really, I'd have to say, my favorite virtue. I remember as a young woman growing up and thinking about dating and marriage, I always said that the top quality I would want in a husband of mine is honesty. And in the Baha'i Writings, it is said that truthfulness is the foundation of all human virtues. So I started to wonder, why is truthfulness such an important thing? So I decided to look at other teachings about truth and truthfulness to see if this level of importance is also reflected in other religions and cultures. So right now I'm going to share with you 9 religious quotations and then 2 quotes from literature. Is a summary of the similarities I found in the first 9 quotes. First, the Sikh writings say that truth is higher than everything. And it goes on to say truthful living is higher still. Then the Buddhist text says anyone who speaks only the truth in a gentle way is worthy to be called a Brahmin, that is, a Hindu of the highest caste. Later on, a Cherokee prayer echoes the Buddhist text, asking for help to speak the truth quietly. The Jewish text pairs truth with kindness and says these are things that should be written on the tablet of the heart. To me, this implies, like the Sikh quote, that truth is something to be put into practice. The Jewish text goes on to say that this is a way to find grace and good favor in the sight of God and man. The Christian scripture reiterates the value of truthfulness in action, asserting that this is the way to be strong in the presence of God. Now, I think this is referring to the last days when we will be judged for the quality of our lives on earth. The Quran also speaks about judgment in relation to truthfulness, saying God will surely know those who are truthful and those who are liars. Now, the Hindu quote does not mention judgment, but it implies that truth is essential for spiritual survival. It talks about truthful speech guarding someone on every side. Now, we know this is not referring to physical or bodily safety, because the quote goes on to say, wherever heaven and earth and days are spread abroad. The quote from the Taoist writings is a little different, but it is one of my favorite because it talks about music and about silence, which is also mentioned in the Cherokee prayer. Silence is mentioned as a source of peace. The Taoist idea is that when we speak or argue a point, it is easy to lose sight of the truth because the act of talking requires us to cut the truth up into parts and emphasize only certain parts of it. Now, the Baha'i writings speak of truth as one of the tests of human character. The quote I'll share later acknowledges that something that sounds like the truth might not in fact be truthful. It advises to wait for a long period and to look for other signs such as confidence of heart, purity of intention, and patience during hardship before making the decision to form a close association or friendship. Finally, I will allow the last 2 quotes to speak for themselves. They were shared with me by 2 friends. The first is from a web comic called Homestuck, and the second has been attributed to George Orwell but is not found in any of his published works. I hope you enjoy. Truth is higher than everything, but higher still is truthful living. Call everyone exalted, no one seems lowly. The one Lord has fashioned the vessels, and his one light pervades the 3 worlds. This is from the Sikh writings. Let not kindness and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the tablet of thy heart. So shalt thou find grace and good favor in the sight of God and man. This is from the Jewish writings. He who utters only gentle, instructive, and truthful speech, criticizing no one, that is what I call a Brahmin. The definition for Brahmin is a Hindu of the highest caste traditionally assigned to the priesthood. And this is from the Buddhist writings. O Great Spirit, help me always to speak the truth quietly, to listen with an open mind when others speak, and to remember the peace that may be found in silence. This is a Cherokee prayer. Little children, we must stop expressing love merely by our words and manner of speech. We must love also in action and in truth. This is how we will know that we belong to the truth, and how we will be able to keep ourselves strong in His presence. From the Christian Bible, the New Testament. May this, my truthful speech, guard me on every side, wherever heaven and earth and days are spread abroad. This is from the Vedas, from the Hindu writings. Do men then reckon that they will be left alone to say, we believe, and not be tried? We did try those who were before them, and God will surely know those who are truthful, and He will surely know the liars. From Islam, the Quran. It is explained by commentators that the wholeness of music exists only in silence, and that as soon as one note is struck, other notes are necessarily held in abeyance. The same thing is true of arguments. When we argue, we necessarily cut up truth by emphasizing certain aspects of it. This is from the Tao writings. In future, of course, certain people will come to you claiming faith. Do not believe them nor trust them unless, after critical examination, search, and investigation, and a long period of waiting, they shall appear to be faithful and truthful in word, confident in heart, attracted in spirit, pure in intention, patient in hardship, enduring the most severe tests. Then associate with them. This is from the Baha'i Writings. And this is a special treat from a friend. A web series called Homestuck, and the character's name is Jake English. You know how you think you know these things about yourself? Like all these personal attributes about you, as if they're written down somewhere like a sort of mini biography, so they have to be true. So you just believe them and hope that the believing is what makes them true. But then you spend so much time believing those things and taking their truth for granted that you somehow forget to make them true with your words and deeds. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. George Orwell.